Greetings, one and all. Yeah, the Nile Bingy drum. The true sounds of the lightning and thunder. So big shout goes out to Empress Beth. Yeah, I know you're listening, sister. I'll leave you out at all. Just keep making your light shine from you, within you and all around you. So when people see you, they see your smile, they see your love and light shining from you and all around you. Be a shining example unto others. So they will see that Jah is real and reigns in the hearts and minds of all flesh. Yeah. So how you doing? It's one of them things that still. Greetings as again. Last week I came into the studio and the computer don't work. Same thing again this week. It was working fine before. Now it just stopped work. So we're back to the same thing. So before we start the thing, yeah, it's giving thanks and praise to the Most High continually. And making you know that there is power in words. The Psalms themselves have power. The words as power. Normally I would go through the Psalms them one by one, but I'm gonna pick and choose today. Well, I was given this one just come up, so I'm gonna work with it still. Right. Psalms 15. Psalms 15 is against the presence of evil spirits. Yeah, that's what this Psalms is for. Yeah. So there's things that you can read that will help you if you don't know what to say. But the origin of the Psalms is against the presence of evil spirits. And it says, and it goes, this is not the Psalms, but I'm going to read what it really represents as well. Psalms 15, originally it goes, may it be thy will, O Jah, to restore the people who has been robbed of his senses and is grievously plagued by the devil or the evil people, and enlighten his mind and her mind for the sake of the holy name Jah. Amen. Selah. Yeah, that's Psalms 15. That's not what it says, but that's the origin of it. That's what it means. Psalms 15 says unto all, Lord, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? He that have walked uprightly, and worketh righteousness, and speak the truth in his heart. He that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil against his neighbor, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor, in whose eyes a vile person is contempted. But he adoreth them that hear the Lord. He that sweareth to his own hurt, and changeth not. He that putteth not out his money to usury, nor taketh a reward against the innocent. He that does these things shall never be moved. Yeah, that's Psalms 15. So I read that to you. You know, every week I'm going to tell you Psalms and its meaning. And that's the meaning of that Psalms there. Yeah, so give thanks and praise to the Most High continually. Regardless of your color, your race and religion. Cause I know say all nationalities listen and we all learn from each other. I was asked a question last week after the show to say a lady asked me, she said the question is, where can she find out that Selassie is God? She asked me this. How can I find out that Selassie is God? My reply to her is this. Number one, everybody sees His Majesty in their own eyes. Yeah, from my opinion, you have some that see him as just a man. Some see him as a great king. Some see him as a prophet. Some see him as the returned Christ in his kingly character. And some see him as the Almighty. But I said to the lady, you have to have your own experience and find out for yourself what he means to you. What he means to me might not be the same as what he means to you. As I say, that's how it is. So the caller that asked me how can she find out Selassie is God, I say you have to find out for yourself. Research and build your own relationship. You know, learn about what he's done, who he is, where he come from, and make your own conclusion. I'm not here to tell a man or a woman what they should do, to say, well, you must worship this man or that woman or this God or that God or whatever. I can go by my own testimony, what I have been through, and I can stand on that. But my testimony and my things, what I have been through, might not be the same as yours. My calling might be different to your calling. When we read something, I might see something that you don't see. So I will see His Majesty in the way that I see him. And give thanks and praise to the Almighty, the Creator, for all living things, for revealing certain things to me. Find the truth for yourself. Don't let no one mislead you and tell you what they believe. And if they do tell you, go and find out for yourself. You know, that would be the best thing. Greetings. Yeah. So, yeah, I've heard a lot of things and I know so much about His Majesty. Not as much as some of you listening, but what I have learned and my experience, I keep that for myself, because that is my personal experience, what I have had. You have to have your own experience and find out for yourself. The same thing when I want to turn around and say, is Jesus God and all this? They go and do their research and find out for themselves who Christ is. And then they come to their overstanding of where He fits into their life. So, seek and you will find. Knock on the door will open. Ask questions and you will get answers. And people will give you many answers. But even though they give you answers, still go and find out for yourself. Have your own experience. Have your own testimonies. That no one can't tell you anything or confuse you by what they believe, because you know for yourself, because it's been proven to you. Say so and so is real, or so and so is this, or so and so is that. Find out for yourself. Yeah. So today is another blessed day. You know, and I know ones on ones I always get the texts. Selassie is the Almighty, with no apologies, and all these kind of texts I get. But when somebody's walking in the dark, you have to let them find the truth for themselves. You know. Oh, type this 367. Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? Not fighting, but I'll type. Alright, so all type the crew, that all type the 367 saying the right thing. They're not looking to me to tell them who is God and who is the Almighty, which is true, because we all make mistakes. I sometimes make mistakes too. Yeah. So it's not about looking to me to find God. The God, you see, this is what it is. People are trying to find God. But you know what? You might even be just looking for yourself, in a sense. Because when you get to the end of the road and find out, so well, you search for God and you try to find God and you go church and you're doing all these things to find God. But are you really trying to find yourself? That is the question. So today's show, as I said to the new listeners, I just give you things to think about. Things that you can question yourself and say yes or no. You can agree or disagree, but it's just to think about, just to enlighten you on certain things. Say it might be true, it might not be true, but don't take me word for word. Find out for yourself if what I'm saying is true. Yeah, that's all it is, because as I said before, we all make mistakes, so seek ye the kingdom of the Most High and all things will come after. Try and find yourself, know who you are, know that you are an extension of the great light, the greater light. You are an extension of that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was the Psalms 15. So today, I'll make a clear up last week, yeah. A lot of people ask me what go on last week and this and that. I say, you know what? I can't tell you what happened, because I've been in this radio thing for nearly 20 years and at the first time, one's ever feel like that. You know what I mean? But I feel it coming still. I never just turn up saying, I just feel this feeling and I don't know what happened, but I just feel a thing. I go on. As I said, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. And that's how it is, Sometimes the Creator talks through people and you don't even know. All type the 685. Alright, so there's also a black picture of Christ on the internet. All type everyone, all type Prince Danites. Yeah, man. We cry for them still because they don't know. Right. Look, I see what I can start off with today. I was going to say something else, but I can't remember what I was going to start off with today. But still. Alright. Yes, Now today, we're going to talk a little bit about being at peace with yourself. Yeah. Uniting together as one. There's a lot of things going on. I watched the news the other day and I realized there's no love on the television. There's no love in the news. This negative energy is just directed at all the people to make them feel in a negative way. And the way you're feeling affects the planet. When you feel full of joy and full of love, it affects the planet. And when you feel depressed, it affects the planet. And the news is just been showing you bare negative things. And when you look all over the world, what's going on, these people are making up noise and uproar all over the world. And it is affecting Mother Nature, Mother Earth. And I'm going to tell you a story, a true story, what happened in a little town. I told you last week, I'm going to tell you again. So, today's talking today is basically, we can come together, yes, in unity, in unity, and we can be at peace with one another if we choose to be. As if we choose to be. Right. Now, first of all, to be at peace with yourself, it starts from within. Yeah, and as I say, I'm just giving you my opinion. and something for you to think about. Yeah. To be at peace with yourself, it starts from within. Enough of us feel so we're at peace with ourselves, but we ain't. Some of us put on this smiling face, as I said last week, in front of people to make them think everything alright. But deep down inside, it's not alright. And sometimes the life that we're living, some of us, not all of us, but sometimes the life that we're living, sometimes we cause it. Sometimes it's our own fault. I look back at my life the other day and looked at all the things that went wrong, all the wrong things that happened to me. And when I really sit down and analyze it, I come to the conclusion that, do you know 90% of the things that happen in my life that was not right, that I thought was not good, was my own fault? And I just said, oh, but it's true. More or less all the things that went wrong in my life is my own fault. I made that decision. I decided to go down that road there. I decided to be with that girl there. You know what I mean? And she nagging and she moaning and she cussing and she screaming and she jealous and she possessive and all kind of things. But I am the one that made that decision. You know, and I realize a lot of things in life that we go through, sometimes we look back at it and you realize you didn't have to make that choice, you know. You decided to make that choice. Maybe you needed to go through that experience to grow, or maybe you was naive, because there's a lot of naive people out there, and there's a lot of, as I said last week, kind and loving people that get themselves involved with people that is not like them. But not everybody is like you. As kind as you may be and as loving you it may be, not everybody is like you. But as I said, sometimes the things you do is your own fault. The situation that you're in, sometimes it's your own fault, because you made that decision. You didn't have to make that decision. Man, them sit down and, boy, me can't take the picnic them and the knives and this and that. But you made the decision to have these children. But because you needed to go through this experience. As I said, life is an experience. We come down here to have this experience on earth. And life is an experience. Some good, some bad. But did we make the decisions, good or bad? Maybe we did. You never know, but maybe we did make those decisions, and somehow we got through hell. And when you look at the origin of it, maybe we was moving with the wrong person at the time, but we made that decision. Sometimes you go through some things, so well, you move with some people and them are bad mind you, and them are chat your name, but you made that decision to take these people on board. So when we look at some of the things we go through in life, and some of the people that chat with name and bad mind with, we made the decision to invite these people in our life. So can we really blame them for the way they are? We open the doors like Dracula now, you know. Dracula can't do you nothing until you invite him in. Then him can come suck your blood. But if you don't invite him in, him can't come in. And there's just like people. Some people, you invite them into your life and they just drain you out. We call them incubus. They drain you. But you invited them into your life for a reason. You might not know the reason at the time, but you invited them into your life. So you have to realize, say, well, some of the things that we do wrong and some of the things that we're going through and some of the things that you personally are going through, sometimes is something that we open the door to make these things happen, you know. So we have to blame ourselves some of the times. You can't blame the woman all the time when things ain't going right in the relationship. Some people going to the pub and drink all day because them can't take the hassle at home, but what's going on at home is something that you chose. You chose to have that experience, for a reason. So you have to go through, be strong, go through the thing. So today we're talking about a bit of unity. But before we have unity, we have to check the people them that we're uniting with, so that we can be at peace with ourselves, inside and outside. So by their fruits you shall know them. That's today's talking. By their fruits you shall know them. Some people have better fruits than some. So the first of all now, mercy brings better fruits than justice, stubbornness, and ignorance. We're talking about fruits, yeah? So you can't make the bad fruits them out there get to you. It's like if you are a good fruit, don't put yourself in a basket full of rotten fruits, because eventually it will make you get rotten too, eventually. But if you're strong enough, some people can jump in a basket of bad fruits and make the rest of the bad fruits become good. But that means you have to be Christ-like, walk with your God self, because you need to realize that the God you're searching for is inside you. The God you're searching for hears you all the time. And some people are looking up to heaven, the sky, a call upon God. And God you're looking for is inside you all the time, and hears every single thing you say, know every single thing that you're going through. And it might sound like something that you hear before, but sometimes you will be having a conversation with somebody in a reasoning, and you will say something out of your mouth, and you will say, where that come from? That was a good conversation. But you don't even realize that God has talked through you, and it's been talking through you for the longest time, but you never even realize it. You think it's you. So sometimes even when people come to you and you give them advice, check back the advice that you give them, and then you ask yourself, was it really you that give them that advice, or was it the God in you that give them that advice? Because sometimes you give people advice, and by the time they close the door, you don't even remember what you did say to them, because sometimes it might not be you. All type the texting crew say sometimes people blame God, but it's not God, it's the person. For real. Sometimes we blame God and say, God, why may I go through this, man? Why this woman not give me so much stress? But you chose the woman. You made that decision to love her. Now you're gonna have to learn to love her, because maybe she's there to teach you something about yourself. Some people are in a relationship because they want someone to love them and to cherish them and to make them feel happy and to cook. Everything is about them. But sometimes you need to realize, sometimes you're in a relationship because you need to perfect yourself. You're trying to perfect yourself to become the true you, to become the true light that you're supposed to be. Because you know who you are, but you're just trying to find yourself. And sometimes you're in a relationship, and that relationship will make you be closer to you, stronger, more loving, more godly, more righteous, more forgiving, more kind, because that's the true you. Sometimes it takes a relationship to bring that out of you. So with this love thing now, sometimes you need to realize sometimes you're in a relationship because you need to perfect you. You need to learn how to love. You need to learn how to have compassion. And when we're looking at all these wars and killing all over the world, if everything was nice, and if everything was good, and if everybody was loving, and there was no war and no handicapped people and no sick people and no people homeless, then what would the world be like? What would we be doing? What would we have to do? Who would we really care for and love then? Because everything is alright. So all these people and all these wars are things are there to teach us how to love, how to feel, how to get in tune to the God self, who we really are, which we are an extension of the Creator. We are a small light that come off of the bigger light. So you need to know who you are. You're not a bad person. You're just going through an experience, but how long you're gonna go through that experience? Sometimes you're trying to find yourself. Know thyself. But for you to know thyself, you have to come across the God factor, because God is in you. Whether you like it or not, God is in you. And when you find yourself, you will realize you're that closer to God, and God has been with you all the time. God has been talking to you all the time. God has been in your thoughts all the time. Sometimes you lie down in your bed and you meditate about something and you get an answer. Where did that answer come from? You, inside you. Everything happens inside you. So the God you're looking for is definitely inside you. All the answers are inside you. A man did say that we already know everything that we need to know. We're just here to experience the things that we already know. You know? Just having an experience in life and learning to perfect ourselves to get to our God self. But, as I say, there's people out there with some bad fruits. Some by their fruits you shall know them. That's what Christ said. By their fruits you shall know them. Some people have bad fruits inside them. Yeah, but they need to realize that everything comes from the heart. Everything comes from the heart. If a man is a wicked man, it's in him heart to be a wicked man. And if you're a good person and a kind, loving person, it's in your heart to be a kind, loving person. So first of all, you need to realize everything comes from the heart, not the mind. It all comes from the heart. This is where it starts. True love comes from the heart. That is a fact, you know. When I say a fact, it is true. The Bible shows you many things about the heart, keeps on telling you about the heart. He that have a clean hand and a pure heart, who have lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully, shall receive the blessing. It shows you that the kingdom of the Most High is within you. Christ said, all things are new in him. This is for the Christians, them, yeah, who go to church. Christ said, when you're with him, all things are new. Yeah. All things are new when you go into the church and you get baptized and you find Christ and you say, yes, I'm born again and saved and highly favored. All things are new in Christ. So them say. That's what they say. So if that's the case, then give them about half a year in the church. Then them start carry on with bad feelings against everybody or certain people. Start so about Mary, this, that, and all these kind of things. So why do some people carry old feelings when they're supposed to be a new creature in Christ or a new person in Christ and baptized and saved? All things are supposed to be new, but yet they carry the old fruits and put them in the new basket or in the new vessel and contaminate the whole basket or contaminate the whole, which you are the vessel. Contaminate the whole thing by putting bad fruits, carrying these bad fruits, these bad feelings. As I said, the Bible said, in Christ all things are new. But you're still holding on to things what happened to you from you as a child. You're still holding on to things what other people done to you. Yeah? Outside Empress Abba. Outside. Greetings. Greetings. Yes, I.
Yes, blessed love. Interesting conversation as usual. Good and bad, good and bad, good and bad.
Yeah.
A big question. All-time feelings. Can you really get rid of all-time feelings, being that experience is an imprint on your soul?
Yes, but it depends who you want to be. You have to look at who you want to become. Look at yourself and say, well, I want to be this. I have to be this.
Yes.
But as it say, you can't go Zion with a carnal mind. So you mean say, yeah, you have to deal with that.
Truly, I would say no. With if a one did manage to grow throughout his life in what we would all consider good,
yeah,
and perfect, yeah, would they actually have any form of ambition to elevate to something higher?
There is no limit, my friend. There's no limit.
Well, the reason why I say this really and truly, I mean, everybody go through their own things through life, the ups and the downs, the goods and the bad, yeah?
Yeah.
Like what I said before, a lot of things that we go through sometimes if you look back on it carefully, is your own fault.
Yeah.
Now, if we take away these faults, and take away all these regrets, would we be able to conclude what we conclude now? To even say, you know, something I know about is all right. For instance, quickly, if you never commit, like say a man is a drug addict, then yes, and he wants to come off of drugs.
Yeah.
Who is better to give him advice? The man who never take drugs before, or the man who did take drugs?
The man that did take drugs. But it works
so
two ways, though. As I say, Bridget, it depends how much you want to be free. And what I have learned, there's people who I know in the past that used to be addicted to drugs, and I realize that you have to love something a lot more than that bad situation.
True.
For you to come out of that situation.
True.
You know. So.
But I also like looking at I'll give you a little simple analogy.
Go on.
In the olden days, they used to have a bird they called the dodo.
Yeah.
Now the dodo never see a man before.
Yeah.
So when man come to the country where the dodo live, they wasn't frightened of the man.
Yeah.
Because they have no experience of the man.
Yeah.
And the man slaughter them and eat them off until there is no more left.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is the dodo now, different to say the pigeon. He was not born with that fear of man. So he was totally ignorant to the capabilities of man. Whereas the pigeon, he wise. And knows, no, man will trap you and man will do this and man will do that. So when you see man come near, fly away. The dodo never know nothing about that. So I'm applying that even again to, like what I just said earlier. Imagine there was a world with no war, no goodness, no badness, no sorrow, nothing like that. Would we not be in danger of putting ourselves in a mode that we don't actually have to experience or think too deeply about nothing because we feel we're in that peaceful, perfect state? So I'm saying with the badness coming, these are the things that forces man to really reassess, think about, and challenge. Yeah. And then through that become like spiritual development and growing. So it might sound controversial, but without the bad, would we be any good?
Aye, and that's where we're going to. See, you can't be good if you don't know bad.
Truly.
You have to know wrong for you to be right. See, this is why it's an experience that we have to go through, wrong and right, good and bad, because for us to perfect ourselves, we need to know our experience or know somebody who's experienced this thing, which is called bad, wrong, and once they've experienced it and shared it with you, you will know.
It's like a measuring stick. It's like a measuring stick. What do you measure yourself against? How do you weigh up your conscience against something else if there's nothing to actually compare it to?
Right.
There's, in everything, obviously have an opposite.
Well,
everything,
because go on. If these
you wipe out one side of the opposite, could the other exist?
No, it won't exist.
Exactly. And if we look even in, like, if we want to quote the Bible, and people really want to live by the Bible, if we even analyze that from the beginning, when it say, the Lord made the earth and so saw that it was good and so. But from the creation of man, with this character called the tempter, or the serpent, or whatever they want to call it,
Yeah.
different names. You see an introduction from the very beginning to show you that there was this element, if you want to call it chaos, a bad mind, or whatever you want to call it, that element existed right there at the beginning.
Yep.
So therefore, that means, according to the Bible, that element is even older than man.
Yeah. From the
And
beginning.
according to the Bible, now the serpent who was the Lucifer, and the Lucifer, I think it's actually a good name, Lucifer in the Bible. If you interpret it, it's actually a good name. I don't recollect it. I think it's something like the Morning Star or something like the Learned One. But he was the questioner. Now I'm looking at in the realms of the heavens now, if there is such a place, that we paint on, well, some of us paint a picture of pureness. Then how could controversy come into it in the first place? So therefore, this is not a legacy of mankind. This must be a legacy going further and further back. That means there was good and there was bad in the realms of heaven. So therefore, we're just here to learn, because the good and bad is not our fault. It is something we inherit. So it's what do we make out of this now? Because each part is like a stepping stone. You step that one and then you fall back 2 stones and you go forward again 1 stone, one by one, until you reach a place where you can say, well, all right, I feel satisfied. But when you feel satisfied, guess what now? You're still going to find some old-time people from way back who say, oh, them boy, they from them time, and I like them boy, they and you're not doing them nothing. You have moved on. You feel like you move on, but other people don't move on. Through their reactions, even when you feel say you day in that peace and serenity, they can draw you out of it without you even knowing. So is there an ultimate peace when we still live in an environment where, maybe your neighbor, you don't like your neighbor, you don't hate them, but you don't like them, or you don't talk to that one, you don't talk to that. It's like, how do you get rid of these things? And in my mind, I don't think it's possible.
Yes, it is. It depends what you want to become. It depends what you want to represent. It depends who you are in your being, in your mind, in your spirit, whoever you want to become. If you want to become that man that will meet them halfway and say, boy, I could put up with it, then that's you. But if you're going to become a light, or you want to be in the image of the Creator, because we've been created in the image of God, yeah? But not just physically, but our spiritual makeup is the image of the Creator. We have the same spiritual makeup. And once we tap into that, we will realize, well, because I am made in the image of my Creator, there is certain things that I cannot be dealing with.
But hold on again, no, I agree with you. Made in the image of my Creator. But according to my teachings, it is also said that my Creator is a jealous God. No,
Yeah, but
jealousy is an emotion. Jealousy is also a sin, because it even said in the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not covet.
all right then, listen to this. Now, how is the Creator that is not a human being have a human emotion?
Exactly, but the Bible says so.
Yeah, but you see, you have to take and choose. As I said with the Bible, I just take the fruits and I just put the skin aside. It's not everything in there that I'm gonna take word for word, me personally, because I don't see the Creator being jealous, because He is above all. There is nothing above the Creator. So why should the Creator be jealous of anything underneath,
exactly.
which He is the Creator of all things underneath?
Well, no, true.
So that means that might not be true.
But even Christ, on one of his sermons, when he gave the Lord's Prayer,
yeah,
and in the Lord's Prayer, he
said, forgive us our trespasses.
Thy name and such and such.
Yeah.
There's a part where it says, lead us not into temptation. Now that little part of the conversation is directed at God, where the person who is praying is asking God not to lead them into temptation. But we were always taught that it's only the devil leads you into temptation.
Alright then, put it another way then, yeah? Say now you're a single man and you go out there and you see you say he's a married man, yeah? And you go out there and you see a nice lady and she just fall in love with you. And she look nice and she everything. And you're gonna say, Lord, lead me not into temptation, innit?
Well,
It
I
doesn't
would have
mean say
said,
God
Lord,
is going
lead
to
me
tempt
out.
you. It's just
I would have
saying to
asked
say,
him,
well, man sometimes get weak about
true,
as a human emotion, and women have a human emotion. So sometimes they might see somebody and say, boy, I got a man at home, or I got a woman at home, hide it, and she nice. Oh, Father, give I strength, lead I not into
well, that is
temptation.
better. Yes, that is better. Father, give I strength. I would have more said, Father, lead me out of temptation,
Same
rather
thing.
rather than say lead me into.
He said, lead I not from temptation.
Well, it depends, because the King James Bible definitely says, lead I not into temptation.
Well, there's enough things that we've been tempted with, because the amount of time you get tempted and have to say no.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to just say, Father, give thanks for pulling me out of that, because,
True.
I have a woman in my yard, and anything could, and next thing you know, you give thanks for you not lead me not to be led into temptation.
True,
We
true,
get
true.
temptation even into people who are into drugs, and when they say, Father, lead me not into temptation of these drugs, or whatever the situation may be. Sometimes we have to call upon the inner spirit, the God within ourselves, to rise up and lead us not into
Truly,
temptation.
truly.
Because sometimes we weak, sometimes we get weak,
Definitely.
So, yeah, I hear you, sir.
Well, just one last time before we give it up to somebody else.
Go on.
I would like to hear other people what they think about this. But it seems to me what is presented, because I was a youth, I grew in the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm taking it strictly maybe from that type of teaching. And everything they say in terms of good and bad, I see evidence of all of this existing before man, according to the scriptures. Yet still, the scriptures, as people have interpreted the scripture to say, sin never entered the earth until woman got tempted.
That's not
so
true.
Woman was a sin according to the Bible. But wipe away that and look further and analyze even those heavenly arguments, even between Lucifer and the Almighty when they were arguing over Lot.
Yeah.
And even before that, there was disruption, there was disunity even in the heavenly realms. So if there was disunity in the heavenly realms, I say mankind don't stand a chance of getting rid of that fully. And it looked like it's part of our makeup that we actually need to climb this ladder to get to the point where we feel good and we feel comfortable with our brothers and our sisters. It's just food for thought. I'm not saying what I'm saying is 100%. I'm just throwing some little food in the air, and hopefully somebody can elaborate more and we can get a better or bigger picture and a better understanding still.
Yeah, because it's all about learning.
All right, now go left it that's now still. Give thanks and praise.
Yeah, but give thanks.
Yes, I am.
As is. Yes, people. So we're learning. As I say, sometimes when you really, really look at what the Bible says, you have to look within yourself and say, does that feel right? Is that true? Does it feel true? Because sometimes you can read some things, and it just puts you off. And I just said to myself, the God in me must stay, sir. So how come? So man can put their thing in there. There is some psalms in there that tell you to do some wicked things. Oh, for do things to them pitney and them children, and there is psalms in there that says some wicked things. So you have to pick and choose what you need to build who you want to be. That's the first thing you need to know for the first time, because when you're lost and you're trying to find yourself, first of all you need to know who and what do you want to be. What do you want to become? Who are you and what do you want to become? Alright, that's the first thing. Well, I don't know who I am, so what do you want to become? Right, so from you realize what you want to become, and you have to vision yourself doing these things that you want to become. Although you don't see it, but you have to vision yourself doing these things that you want to become. And then once you vision that, you will start walking in the light and start eliminating things that is against what you want to become. And although sometimes you're gonna get people that wanna try and test you along the way and upset you and make you get angry, but by the time you walk in Jah light, Jah will defend you. Or walk in the light of God, God will defend you. And when I say that, it might sound like, what, God gonna come down and defend you? So listen, God can defend you in so many ways that you don't even need no weapon, no tool. You know what I mean? Sometimes I've been in situations and I said, boy, I don't know, oh, forget out of that. And the Father just speak through my mouth and say certain things, and everything resolved and done. And when I walk away, I say, give thanks, because I never said that. Father will defend you in all different ways, as long as you realize that you are connected to the Creator and you are a child of the Creator. You are an extension of that greater light. You are a piece of this greater light, whether you know it or not. You are this. So you can either walk in the light or Jah light, or you can walk in darkness. You have a choice. Some people walk in darkness and some people search for the light. But when you really get there and you become one with God, like the Christians, a lot of Christians can tell you this, that once they become one with God, they realize that they found themselves. Now, it sounds strange, but a lot of Christians, they go and find God first, and then they find out, I am one with God, but now I found myself. And the same thing you're looking for yourself, because you are originally come from this same Creator, but you're here having an experience, some good, some bad. You have a choice. Remember, Father give you free will, you know, and you have a choice, which is free will, to do what you want to do, whether good or bad. But everything you do has a consequences, and you have to realize that the decision you made, whether it's a wrong decision, the consequences is because you made that decision. And you have to admit to yourself, all right, I made the wrong decision. The consequences is not good, but that's the decision I made and it's wrong. I've learned from this experience, you know. And all these bad things that people go through in life, you know, they will meet somebody that's coming up, and they can share the experience with them to stop them from going through the same thing that you went through. You know what I mean? This is why our parents, to me, when we're little, our parents are God. Mommy and daddy, when we're growing up and we're like 5 babies, our parents are like God to us. Because we love them, we fear them, we want to be around them, everything. They're just coming like God. So why is our Creator going to treat us any different than how a mother would treat her child? The Creator loves us same way, but we decide to do our own thing. Now, as mommy would say, go out there and play in the garden, because it's a nice thing. You can have fun out there. Go out there and play, and we'll leave you alone. And no say, well, you're alright out there because mommy knows what's out there in the garden. And she will say to you, stay away from the maca, stay away from the bushes, don't go near the pond, because she knows what will happen. And it's a similar thing with the Creator put upon the earth. It will say, alright, here you are, you have a free will, but don't kill our next person, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, because of the consequences, what will happen to you. But you still have your free will. You see, so sometimes, although things are going bad in the world and people are doing this, they choose to do this. They choose to be bad mind, they choose to be evil, and they choose to kill, but they don't realize that there is consequences. At the end of the day, every wrong thing you do, there is consequences, regardless who you are. You know what I mean? So please remember that everything you do wrong, there is consequences. Why? It's because it's against your nature. You wasn't designed to do wicked things. You wasn't designed to do evil. You was designed to love one another. You was designed to live in unity, unity. The churches, them are divided because they won't work together. But if you can get 2 churches and 3 churches to come together on one project, that is unity. So I see division in the church them. And they can talk all them want talk, and oh, we have a big church and we got 2,000 following and this and that. But you tell them to join up with another church, they won't do it. But yet they turn around and say they are all the body of Christ. There is no unity in the churches because they're all divided. So it's about time the churches them come together. 1, 2, 3 churches come together and do one project for the youth them or for the community. That is unity. Now you do God work because you're coming together. Remember this, Christ had the disciple them, and disciple them go north, south, east and west. But they still came back together. Although they formed their different churches, it was still the one church, and they come together again and write Paul, write this letter from. Everybody write them letter, but they came back together to the source or to the main man them and say, yo, this is what we're doing. But the church them now want to do them own thing. Want build them own church. Want be by them. Still need to unite. The churches them, you need to unite and start working together. And this energy that people are putting out on the earth, this is why do you see the weather out there? And all these storms and all these flood and all these rain and all these snow in America. People might think, say, yeah, it's the polar shift and all of that stuff. But to me, it's mankind why the earth is going on like that. Because the way how the man think, and if you look at the way mankind is thinking on the earth and the things that they're doing and the wickedness and the killing that they're doing, can't you see that the earth is acting the same way the people them is acting? That's why I said, put your children in the garden and you know that they're safe. Father put you upon the earth, know that you're safe, and he told you what to do and what not to do. But man choose to kill, man choose to be greedy, man choose to be bad mind, and all these evil things that man choose to do. And then they're wondering why the earth is the way it is, because of the way the people them is thinking. They are thinking wrong. Now if they were thinking about love, unity, peace, the earth would not be the way it is. And you're gonna see for yourself what I'm saying is true, because see, America get a lick the other day, but that was not a lick, that was a touch. But you see what happened in America? They told you about that 3 years ago. They tell you that was gonna happen, maybe 4 years ago, and nobody never paid no mind. There's a film called The Day After Tomorrow. That film came out a long time ago. And look what's happening now. The same thing is happening now to America. England, I get beer water, the land of the sinking sun. Now you have the power to stop this by the way you think and why the way your heart is. You got the power to deal with all of this, but all people want to smoke, drink, rave, swear, cuss and killing. Now how are you going to get a peaceful earth when 70% of the people them mindset and heart is not in line with what the earth or what they're designed to do? So there was something that I was going to read you from the Genesis, but I can't find it. But what we need to realize is that this unity thing is very, very important. And as I say, everything comes from the heart. Judge yourself. And some of us have, as I said to you, people with children with disabilities, yeah, I gotta bring this up, yeah, not just come a virgin there, but it's the truth, brethren. People with disabilities, children with disabilities, brethren and sistren, I said this before, I'm gonna say this again, it just come to my spirit to tell you, you have a blessing and a half, brethren, because them children that you have with disabilities and special needs, they make sure that you don't forget how to show love. And you don't realize what you have. And people say, boy, if she could have walked straight, or if she could have get healed. But the amount of love that youth they make you learn. Nobody can give you that amount of love. No one can teach you that. As I said it before a couple of weeks ago, so that's what I'm saying. I said it before, I say it again. People who have children with disabilities, you got a blessing and a half, because them children, they teach you how to love. And you need to know how to love. And if you don't know how to love, look at them and think something bad. You can't. Them teach you how to love. And then what you do, you take that love there and you apply it to other people. Because if it wasn't for them, you could have they're jail right now. You would have been a different person if it wasn't for them. But sometimes you got there and you do a thing and you say, you know what? I can't do it because of the children, you know. You know what I mean? And it's not just any children, it's children that can't look after themselves. And the love that you give them and the attention that you give them comes from your heart, you know. So that means say you are perfecting love within yourself and don't even realizing that you are love. You don't realize it. Some people don't realize it. So you need to know who you are. And this is what the origin of man and woman is. You are originally from the source of love. You come from love. That's what you are from the beginning. And you're here on this earth having an experience which should be a love experience. And when you realize these things, you know, you're going to say, you know what? God is in me for real. And all this search I've been searching high and low to find God, I've been searching in the wrong place. I've been going to all of these churches, all of these meetings, reading Bible left, right and center, when I need to realize the love that is in me. When you open your door and you see the youth them, or when you go to a place and you see them in a them wheelchair and them head lean and them tongue lean out and you're nice and kind to them, that is God. That is God in you performing. So what you look for God for when you don't realize God will perform through you right there and then? When you're taking a lady across the street, God will perform in you. When you're giving to a broke person money, God will perform in you. So you better realize the God that you're looking for is already in you performing when you do your good works. It's there all the time. So rejoice with the children them that you have, because them teach you how to love and them save your life. Because if it wasn't for them, you would have been a different person right now. Could all day at jail if it wasn't for them. And you don't realize why you love them. Because they're saving your ass. That's why you love them. You don't even realize them as savior. Them are keep you on the straight and narrow because they need you and they depend on you. Without you, they will not survive. But you have to give them your love. And that's all they require. Nothing else. You know what I mean? When you see them, you smile. So all these things is that's what I'm trying to tell the people them. By their fruits, you will know them. And these people and these children that I'm talking about, their fruits, by their fruits you will know them. They might do these wrong things, but you know what? In their heart, good fruits. Good fruits. And you know them. You know them. By their fruits, you will know them. And so you have to know that this is how it is. Every creature has an instinct. Man have an instinct. Dog have an instinct. Animals have instincts. They're born to do certain things. Yeah? Now I'm going to give you an example that when a baby born, you don't have to turn around and tell a baby nothing. A baby could be 1 minute old and you hold him in your arms. Ladies, you know this. A baby could be 1 minute old and you hold the baby in your arms and automatically that baby knows to go for the breast. How is that possible? How is it possible that a baby who just come out the womb automatically knows where the food is and what the breast is for? Straight away, the day he's born, he knows what that is for. Instinct, he already knows. Like you already know, but you've forgotten who you are. You know who you are. You're just trying to seek and find a way. It's like you know the way, you know where to go, but you lost the map. So now you have to go and search and ask questions because you lost the map to find yourself back home, because home you want to go within yourself. You're trying to find home. Some of you sit down there and say, boy, I want to go home, you know. Sometimes you do this. But yet you're in your yard and you will say, boy, I just want to go somewhere else. I just want to go home. There's somewhere else that I want to go, but it's not here. You're acknowledging that you come from somewhere else. And that's what it is. So when you want to go home, it's because you come from somewhere and you're here having an experience, and sometimes you get fed up of the experience, you get fed up of the bills them, you get fed up of no money. But you see, this is just an experience that you're going through. But if you say to yourself you want to change this, you need to focus on what you want. Just focus on what you want, what you want to become, and be that. Just like I sit down there and I say, you know what, Father, I read all these books in the Bible and all these things and say, yeah, man, I love Moses, man. I made that. Long time. Say, I love Christ. I made that. You know what I mean? And I look at all kind of things. And look what I'm doing. You say, am I doing? Look what the Father has put me to do. Because I just knew that I was connected to this from a child, and not for you have this. So know who you are. What type the people them want to check out the net and thing. You know, see what I go on. But we're gonna read out some texts in a little while. But you need to know who you are. That's all I say. Know who you are. What you're searching for, God here, God there. You might be just searching for yourself. You might just trying to find a home in yourself, that peace in yourself, to be at peace with yourself. And as I said in the beginning, God is talking to you all the time, in your thoughts, in your deeds. Even when you write a song, do you think you write the lyrics to that song? Sometimes you say you did, but some of the inspiration that you get, you realize, wow, that is good. Did you write it, or did God inspire you? God is not that far away from you, but people are looking up into the sky. Well, you can look up into the sky because man has been up there and come back down and they've never seen nobody. Because God you're looking for is inside you and all around you in nature. That's where God is, in you and all around you. We are made in the image of God. Christ says, isn't it not written in your scriptures that ye are gods? Now, I never said this. The Bible said this. Now, am I supposed to turn around and believe that I am a God? I said, well, before I believe that I'm a God, I need to prove it to myself. And the first thing I need to do is get rid of the bad mind people out of my life, get rid of the bad fruits, and start dealing with the love concept and know, say, well, first of all, man is a one-man army. I know say God is all around me. So even if I call upon the elements of the air, the water, the fire, they will defend I. That's how I think. So that means say God is with me all the time. Because God is in all things. Man I go run to pastor to help him, run to Mary to help him, run to this one to help him, when you know say you have the whole elements of creation to help you. Me see man cause lightning from the sky. Me see man elevate off the ground, 3-4 foot off the ground. I seen these things. So I'm saying, well, we can call on nature to defend we when necessary. So there is no need for certain things, negative things, to be around you or within your heart, because you know your heart is clean. And you know, so God will defend you when the time is right. You know what I mean? And it says, even though your enemies and foes come to try and eat up your flesh, they will stumble and fall. They have to stumble and fall. Because what? Thy rod and thy staff comfort me all the time. So you don't have to watch nothing. Your enemies will always stumble and fall if your heart is right. Just leave them a little while and there will be no more. You know what I mean? It's just a simple thing. You don't have to stress yourself out over the problem, over what the man said and call your name. Boy, call me name and say, leave them. If you can leave them, because it's only affecting you. I said that last week. You're carrying it inside you. So it's like you're rising up and elevating to a higher, better person, and somebody comes and says something and bring you right down again. You decided to make it bring you down. Not the person, you decided that. So you are responsible for that because you need to control yourself. You need to keep yourself on a level all the time, on a spiritual level. Why? Because you are spiritual beings. You are spiritual beings. And I know a couple of man out there see man make lightning come from the sky. I see man make lightning come from the sky. I see man make the earth stop and keep still. I have seen it with my own eyes. For real. Time freeze. Everything. So when I look at all of this thing, I say, well, God is in man. For real. God is in you. God is in me. God is in nature. God is in every living thing. Everything that have breath, praise Jah. Everything. So things are changing, people. Because the fruits inside you, you need to realize that there's some people still have a little bit of bad fruits in them, which they need to get rid of. Because before we can have unity, we need to discipline this flesh, discipline this tongue, clear this mind, make sure that this temple stands strong. You understand? But you can't get unity if you don't have love. You can't. So as you get older, you realize that this child no longer does the things that it used to do when it was a child. As I said, a child is born and knows by instinct how to find the breast. Instinct. Him just know. How did he know? That means he knew before he come out of the womb. He must have known before he come out of the womb, because you can't just come out of the womb and start suck on a breast. You knew before you came out. Just like you know. You knew who you are from the beginning, but you forget. You forgot who you are. And then history, or his story, has made it even worse that you can't remember who you are. So you're trying to find out who you are. And you're going through this history and this slavery and all these things to find out who you are. When who you are is right inside you, in your heart. But if your mind ain't right, you will not find out who you are. But the day will come when you will know and buck up on who you are and look at what you have done to yourself. And what a weeping and a wailing and a gnashing of teeth on that day, when you find out what you have done to yourself and how you have treated yourself and how you have treated others and how you have been rude and spiteful to others. And when the day comes that love abide in you, you will see what you have done to others and you will say, woe is me, because you was not born to do that in the first place. You was not created to do that. You didn't know. You didn't know. That's why Christ said, forgive them, because they know not what they do. And people don't realize that is a powerful statement, because if you didn't know the judgment, what would come against you for the wrongs you have done to you, you wouldn't treat yourself like that. You wouldn't treat yourself bad. You would love yourself and take care of yourself, and you would treat everybody else how you would treat yourself. But because some people don't know, they have to go through a bad experience. Love yourself, because you can't love anybody else until you love yourself. You can't. It's impossible. You have to love yourself. Forgive yourself for the wrongs that you have done to you. That's the first step. And it's deep and it's hard sometimes, and it can be painful sometimes. Some people go through some traumas, and some people go through even rape and all these things women go through. But you have to learn to forgive yourself, because you're the one that's carrying it. And I cannot say how you feel, but what I can say is that eventually love will conquer all things. And I've realized love conquers all things. Experiment I did the other day. I had a hole in my teeth. No joke, I could put my tongue in the hole in my teeth, and it was paining me and paining me and paining me. And I said, nah, I go dentist. And I sit down and I lie on my bed and I say, you know what, God is in me, you know. Greater is he that is in me than anything outside me. Heal thyself, physician. And I start focus on the gum, and I start talk to the teeth, and I say, I love you, you know. And I am not making you come out. You belong to me. I'm sorry for eating all them cakes and all them sugars and all them thing there to make the hole in you. Forgive me. But you know what? Heal thyself. And I talk and I say, I am God within me. And I, with God within me, I have the power to heal myself. But I forgive myself for what I have put in my mouth to cause these things. And then my teeth stopped hurting me. And it still got the hole in it. I would have had a filling. But I'm just trying to show you, I talk to myself. Because if you are God or child of God, you need to reason with yourself. And look how you're treating yourself, because it was my fault in the beginning why I end up with a toothache. That's why I said some of the things we go through, it's our own fault when you look at the root of it. We done the wrong thing to ourselves. But we don't think about it and we blame somebody else. Why I feel fault, you know. You hear what him say about me and I'm in my call me this and I disrespect me. Yeah, but you don't have to take it in. You decide to take it in. And then once you take it in, it goes into your heart, and the next thing you know, you get sick. Why you get sick? You got doctor, oh, you have blood pressure and you have this and you have that. Oh, because you need to do something. None of that. It's because of the bad feelings that you have in your heart for other people, or people upset you and you're carrying it, and it will manifest into something else. Feelings manifest into other things. Whether you like it or not, that's how it is. So love yourself. Don't feel bad within yourself. Don't hate yourself. Don't persecute yourself. If you do something wrong, forgive yourself and be true to yourself, because you can't lie to yourself. It's like lying to God. So when you work it out, if you can't lie to yourself, that means that God must be in you. For real. You can't lie to yourself. It's not good, because yourself knows the truth, and the truth will set you free. That's what the Bible said. So we're going to go back into this same thing. As a child gets older, they no longer do the things they used to do when they was a child. As we get older, we no longer do the things that we used to do when we was a child. But the love that we had when we was a child, we push it aside. And we say, man, a big man. I'm a big woman, you know. Don't tell me nothing. I'm a big woman. Yeah. But the love that you had when you was a child, do you still have that love now? That kindness and that gentleness and that sweet smile you had when you was a child, do you have that now? Oh, mommy, take me. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. All these things you used to do as a child. Now you get big woman. Where's the love for your mother now? Do you love her the same way when you was a child? For that's for those who still have their mother. So as I say, when we get older, we dash with the childish ways, but the childish ways are very, very important, because as a child, we was innocent. We had to be taught what is wrong and right, and our mother and father was God to us, because we never know about God. We know about mommy and daddy. They was the God to us. Now we turn older, we say, man, a big man. Brethren, once a man, twice a child. When you get older, you will have no hair, your teeth them drop out. Somebody may have to push you in a pram and change your bottom. You become a child again. Will it be too late for you to express love then, when everybody has to look after you and wipe your bottom, change your bed? You better start loving now before you reach that stage, if you're going to reach that stage. Some people are in that stage now, but who's there to love them? But I mean, not going there because I'm stink of shit, you know. But brethren, babies do that in their nappy, but you still show them love. We're too judgmental. Look after the elders them when they're in the hospital. Don't dump your parents them in a home and all them thing there, because when you was a child they would have never do that to you. Some of us has been through these things of homes and all of these stuff, But remember, once a man, twice a child. Do to others what you would want them to do to you. Remember that. So you must learn from your mistake. Start to learn from wisdom. Your mistakes are wisdom. All your mistakes are wisdom. All the things that you have done wrong to others and you have looked back at it and know that it's wrong is wisdom. Wisdom is everywhere. Every experience that you have had, good and bad, is wisdom. Wisdom is in the trees. Wisdom is in the ground. Wisdom is in the sea. Wisdom is in the air. Wisdom is everywhere. But do we look for wisdom? No. We want money. Everybody want money. Nobody don't want wisdom. Nobody don't look for love. Nobody don't look for peace, but everybody want money. What are the dollars in there? Yeah? Money helps. But which is more beneficial to you? A peace of mind and a loving heart and clean hands. Which is more beneficial to you? Because you see, with this love and clean hands and clean mind, no matter where you go, people will be there for you. People will look after you. People will make sure you have. Because they know you have a loving heart. But if you have a bag of money, you don't have no friend. You have bare frenemy. You have the amount of people around you because you have money. They're not your friends. Them just around you because you have things. That's why money will not make you know your friends. But you see, when you don't have nothing and you're broke, that's when you know your friends them. So you have to know so well. At the end of the day, by their fruits you shall know them. And when you're broke, you will know them by their fruits. And when you have money, keep one eye open because you will know them by their fruits. For real. And this, as I say, but to the disabled children, you know them by their fruits. You have to. So this is why I say we learn by our mistakes. We learn wisdom. You know what I mean? So you have to realize it's a part of life. Hatred has never been resolved by hatred, but by love alone. You know? That's the only way. What you feel for others, you should feel for yourself. For real. Where your mind is, that's where your heart is. Otherwise, where your mind is, that's where you are. What you focus on the most is where you really are. What you worry about the most is where you really are. Christians, their mind and everything is always on Jesus. Jesus, I don't need nobody else but Jesus. And that's all what's on their mind. Some of them don't even have no problem, you know. More than so. More than so. But where your mind is, if your mind is on the problem of what that person done to you, and your mind is continually on that, you're giving them your mind. I said this last week. Make them take the little things what they have for you. Make them say what they want to say, but don't give them you. Don't give them your mind. Don't give them your peace. Keep that. Don't give them your spirit. Don't give them your soul. Material things don't matter. It's you what is more important, and you cannot give them you. The only part of them you can give, the only part of yourself you can give them is your love and compassion and mercy. That's what you can give them. You know what I mean? The more lighter your heart and mind is, the more you feel better inside. You know? Peace, inner peace, and spirituality gives confidence. You know, it makes you strong in faith. Makes you strong in what you believe. You know? So I'm going to tell you something what's happening in the world. The world is changing, whether you know it or not. But you do know it because you feel a change within yourself. You know something feel different. You don't know what it is. You can't put your finger on it. But if you're not sure, go and look to nature. Because something are going on in our nature which they're not telling you. One of the things what is going on with nature, the other day, You have a pride of lions them. You know lions them like to go out there, kill all the bull them. Any little thing them can eat them will go out there and hunt in a pack and rush them and come down upon them and eat them. We all know this. But what's happening now? Lately, a bull attack a lion. It went into a herd of lions. Bull, you can see it. You can go and check it out on the internet. The bull go up to the herd of lions and just attack him. One bull by himself went up there and rushed the lion and start butt him up. What's going on? Then you have another story where there's a cheetah lying in a tree. Herd of bulls walking past. Them walk past the tree and they see the cheetah in the tree. Them just walk past cool. When they get halfway, them bounce the tree. The cheetah drop out the tree and they murder him. Now, when you look, it's turning around. Everything's turning around. Now, when you look at these things, these bulls now are turning around and attacking the lions now. Now, the lion them now is afraid of the thing that them used to hunt. Yeah? Look how long they've been hunting we. You don't realize that things turn around, you know. When you look at the bullfighters and the origin of the bullfighter fighting the black bull represents the Moors. The Moors used to control Spain. But the black bull, when you see the bullfighter in the arena stabbing up the bull, that represents the black Moors, the black man. The bull. Now the bull a turn round in a nature and a kick off the lion them. The lion them afraid that something is going around. Check it out. The lion them start get beat up by the bull them. The bull them see the cheetah say, yo man, we remember you, you know. Yeah, you the one that did nyam my cousin the other day when I was little. Boom, lick him out of the tree and the whole of them just trampling. This is what's going on. And you are asleep, sitting down there going to crack Donald's and I buy chicken in a box to mess up your DNA. Go on, crack Donald. You sit down there and fall asleep. A little slumber, a little falling of hands. Keep doing these things. Because while you're doing these things, your children is rising within themselves. So people, know yourself. Know that nature is doing its thing. What are you doing? Sleeping, spending £700 on a weave. How much pound on this? Pretty nails. All of these things to look good outside when what's going on inside? Are your fruits inside nice and pretty and good? I hope so. Because I can't say that you're not. But there's nothing really too wrong with you spending all that money on yourself looking good. But it would be nice though that as long as you're giving to others as well, and that would be nice. Because remember, you are love, yeah? Remember that. It's not all about material things. You come here to have an experience on this earth. Some people are here for so long. What type is 960? You can't reach a Zion yet. Zion is also a frame of mind, a state of mind. Otherwise, your crown chakra is Zion. Yeah, the top of your head. Yeah, when you reach up there, sir, that is Zion, also Zion. Zion is a frame of mind. Yeah, so when one want go to Zion, you can't reach up there to your higher consciousness if your mind is not right. All tight the 909 trying to laugh. Yeah man, if you laugh, yes, God give you a mouth to laugh. Growing up is scary, but you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. Growing up is part of the experience, because how you grow up, you're going to want to learn from that experience, that when you get your children, you grow them the right way. Sometimes our parents make mistakes when they're growing us up, but we know how to correct that mistake, you know. We take all tight as 909. We already know who we are. The frightening experience is when you wake up. Good saying, when you wake up. As I said before, when that light reaches you and when that love elevates in you and you know who you really are and the amount and who you really represent, and you look back and see what you do to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you don't even love yourself. You know what I mean? You have to love yourself. You have to. When I say love yourself, don't keep taking in bad feelings. Don't keep taking in negative argument with people. Don't keep taking in negative energy. Be positive, kind and loving. Because when you reach that stage there, the Most High will defend you in all things. And this is something that I've seen for myself. So I'm telling you, if I've seen this for myself, I can say to you, when you rise up and wake up out of your slumber, the God in you will defend you. You wouldn't have to lift a finger. You know what I mean? And even if your enemies and foes come try to eat up your flesh, then will stumble and fall. Simple things. And it is what it is. Yeah? So people, you know what I mean, the Rambo manga there, you know what I mean, but still, I left you with that to make sure that you have to unite. Unity is the key. Stop the bad mind thing. Get rid of all the bickering. Don't take in too much what you see on television with all these wars and all of these things. That don't watch that. That's been going on from day one. Look to nature. Look what's going on in nature, and you will see what's going on in the world, and you will realize that we are partly responsible for this bad weather and all these things what's going on in nature, because we're not showing each other love. Mother Nature feel it. The man them have drilled the earth for oil in the sea for how much years. Now if you have oil in the sea under the ground and you have about a mile high of oil, when the oil come out, don't you think there's going to be a gap there? Then that's going to collapse one time when it run out of oil. Think about what I'm saying. It's going to collapse. When they're drilling the earth for oil, there's going to be an empty barrel. After a while, it's going to collapse. So when you see what's going on in the earth, it's because of the greed of man. Some kind of man so greedy that they might rape the earth and make the earth collapse and start do certain things. But you know what? Mother Nature will always rise up and conquer them. They can't beat nature, you know. I can tell you that now. A lot of people are selling their souls to the devil by turning themselves into human spirits. That other reasons why the weather is horrible. All right, well, they want to do that, they do that. But what, as I said, this drum, Naya Bingy drum, trust me. When if you get in a little drum and start do something, you don't have to, I'm not telling you today you must praise this or praise that, but lick two drum. You'd be surprised how powerful it is. I even listen to some bingy or whatever, but as I say, I'm not trying to tell you to be a Rasta or anything like that. Be who you are. Yeah? Don't let me tell you who you must be. All I can do is give you something to think about. You are what you are. But the one thing you must realize is that you are love. No matter how you want to say you're the this or that, you are love. Because when you hold a baby in your hands, whether it's your grandchild, no matter how bad you may be, you could be the baddest of man. But once that baby goes in your arms, it's, oh, that is your grandchild, and you look at that baby, love comes from somewhere. You are love. So seek love, seek unity, seek peace. Yeah. Thanks to the Most High is love. So I give you John verse 3:16. Or type Prince Danites. He's saying give you John verse 3:16. So people give thanks. There's someone that makes me smile. I cannot give any more. Okay, I'll type the 906. Yes, smile. I'll type the texting crew. It's quite simple, but love is social. You watch lots of films, life is strange, and I am in the middle of writing. Yeah, God can come to you in your writing, people. Why you like to join my church? Would you like to join my church? What type of crew want me to join your church? Listen, if I ever come to your church and stand up and talk, Boy, I don't join no church. We are all the church. I will come to your church if you want me to come, but I not joining. Because when a man get married, him I forgot to talk to the priest. Can you marry us? Oh yes, and dearly beloved, we're gathered here, and this man are gonna get me and my wife, my queen, married. I don't know if him now pork. I don't know if him a homosexual. I don't know nothing about the man, and he's gonna get me and my wife married. And when we want to get the now, we cost a bag of money for the church, the car, the choir, the dress, the everything costs money. And when the woman turn around and left you, you have to pay a bag of money now for divorce. No, this marriage thing, who God joined together, no man can split apart. So people, you're married in a spirit. So God bless you, guide you, strengthen you. Peace and love unto all. God bless. Just unity is the key, people. Unity, unity, unity. Church them unite. Yeah? Unity is the key. God blessings unto all. Rastafari. And I say Rastafari for those who don't know, keeping it simple. Just look at Rastafari as a way of life. Simple as that. And you will realize it's love. Bless.
Bessa Mahab, Wawud, Woman Feskedus, Hadu Hamlak. Amen. If Yahweh does not build a house, in vain the masons toil. If Yahweh does not guard the city, in vain the sentries watch. Selah. Psalms 127, verse 1. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tawahedo Church St. Mary of Zion humbly requests your help and financial support to build the first Ethiopian-style church building in the UK. Modeled after the historic site in Axum, this building will be a pride to the lost sons and daughters of Kush. So whether or not you're of Kushite heritage, or just would like to be a part of this history, as it says,
Ethiopia shall stretch forth her hands unto God.
If you'd like to donate monetary or just your skills, you can contact us on email at pc@serazion.org.uk. That's pc@tserhsion.org.uk, or visit our website www.stmaryofzion.co.uk, or visit us in person at St. James Parish Church, Lower Clapton Road, Hackney, London, E5 8EG. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tawahedo Church St. Mary of Zion humbly requests your help and financial support. If Yahweh does not build a house, in vain the masons toil. If Yahweh does not guard the city, in vain the sentries watch. Selah.